There were ghosts and ghouls and slimy pools that smelt quite foul. Jack-o'-lantern had up and ran straight into the arms of an axe-wielding man. "Don't split me in half, you might squash my head. I might end up roasted in slices of bread." The werewolves howled, the skeletons screamed, the moon was bright and the mist gently teemed around the gravestones with an air of menace. The mist did swirl and cold wind bloweth. A coven of witches began to gather. Around the neck of one was an adder. There was Yota, Winnie and Veronica too, and we all know what kind of spells they can do. Jolie and Craig made quite the pair with their glistening fangs and long black hair. Georgelina and Dawn were frightening too. They mixed their magic with a splash of voodoo. The last one had travelled from far away. Kaz 5'0" wanted someone to slay. They gathered together and began to chant, and all of them swayed in a devilish trance. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever in the world you may be. This evening, as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. It's a Halloween video. I'm sort of tagging on to the end of this collaboration video. I've included all the other creators in the poem that I've just performed, in inverted commas, shall we say, in a slightly theatrical manner, as it is Halloween after all. The other creators are showing their coach charms, their pumpkins and their Halloween charms. Unfortunately in Australia, Coach Australia doesn't do any of those, so I couldn't get any. So the best I could do was I have a coach bag, which is just here. This is the small Lana bag. This is my coach contribution. We have a little skull mirror. It was designed by Alexander McQueen. A friend of mine bought me that when she went to the V&A in London to see the Alexander McQueen exhibition. I would love to have been there. Oh, and I do beg your pardon, how very rude of me. Except I think she's fallen asleep. She might have had a few too many. This is Joséphine, Madame Bonaparte, or Madame Bonaparte's. You get the gist, n'est-ce pas? Anyway, Joséphine, we won't wake her, creep quietly indoors. She's having a little nap. Joséphine is wearing a beautiful black floppy hat, a skull scarf little number from Topshop, silver and gold chains from Frame, skull playing cards, just here, from All Saints. You see, the cards were here. We were supposed to be playing a game of cards, but look, she fell asleep. I don't know what happened. And the towel behind her is another fine example of a Halloween towel from All Saints. I bought these when we lived in Europe, and Europe does Halloween a lot more than Australia does. And also over here we have some little flickering candles. They're rather cute. Of course the bags had to be changed for black ones. We couldn't have white bags on show, could we not, for Halloween? And Harry Potter. Harry Potter's potion. How I love Harry Potter. And McQueen again with a lovely little skull. Look. Just gorgeous. Oh, I miss Lee McQueen. Such an incredible talent. Just absolutely amazing. Oh, and for Dee Dee, the Dooney Ducks. I don't think anybody has ever noticed the Dooney ducks when I vacate my chair and we do the little bit of magic at the end of my videos. I like a bit of magic. If you haven't guessed, I'm quite partial to a little bit of theatricality. It has been known, especially at Halloween. Just wanted to point out my vintage Vivienne Westwood necklace there. Good old skull and crossbones. I love the earrings anyway. I think they're sort of vintage if they're nearly 30 years old, aren't they? This is my very bright pumpkin coloured bag that goes rather nicely with my little skeleton number, don't you think? Quite suitable. I mean, what would the cost per wear be? I mean, say if I've got another, if I can manage to be, you know, still here in another 25 years' time, if I just wore it on Halloween, 660 Australian dollars divided by 25, oh, cost per wear is not going to be great, is it? Now I'm going to have to use a bit more than that, but it's quite nice with black, nice with denim, white t-shirt, denim jeans, denim shorts, or just a little skeleton will do. This fabulous tote bag by Hannah Zakari, a very talented young woman who has a shop in Edinburgh in Scotland. And I'll put all her details in the description box down under. Her and I used to post on a forum called The Handbag. Oh goodness, 20-ish years ago. Before Instagram and TikTok and all that sort of thing, when, you know, when people used to rely on forums to talk about fashion and handbags and, you know, what did you buy this week and all those sort of wonderful threads we used to have and the threads we used to wear and take photos of, and oh, it was magical, absolutely magical time, loved it. Josephine is really looking a bit worse for wear, isn't she? I do worry about her. I've tried to, you know, Josephine dear, I think you should wake up. Hello, Josephine. Oh, I think she's out for the count. She really just did have just a few too many. I told her not to. I said, we know what'll happen. It'll come to your big moment and there you'll be. Head back. Lulled to sleep by goodness knows what she's been doing. I dread to think. And where are her shoes? I mean, really? You can't take this woman anywhere. Josephine. Josephine, hello. Has Napoleon got your shoes? Can't wake her up. Josephine. Hello. Non. Elle ne parle pas. Well, at least one good thing, she's not snoring. So this is the little Halloween setup with, love these little candles. They're not actually candles, which is even more fabulous because they're just a little light inside. Aren't they clever? They really look like candles and they're quite amazing. And that's my night light, my Harry Potter potion number 86. One single drop of it is lethal, so I have been told. And if you did partake of it, you would be very bold. Oh dear, I can feel a theatrical moment coming on again. It might be time to call it quits before I simply lose my wits. So I shall go and say adieu. But before I go, I really must say, if you've enjoyed this video, do please subscribe to my channel. It's not usually this crazy, but you know, a little bit of craziness once a year doesn't hurt anybody, does it? Just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, Goodness knows what it might tell. To one and all, I thank you muchly. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single ghoulish one of you. À bientôt, mes amis. Au revoir et from the graveyard. Bonsoir. There were ghosts and ghouls and slime. Take two.